portrayal of mythical creatures like dragons and giants across diverse cultures throughout history can be closely tied to the discovery of fossils from massive prehistoric animals. Lacking scientific knowledge, ancient and medieval societies interpreted these remains through the lens of their religious and cultural traditions, imbuing them with symbolic and legendary significance. Throughout the Middle Ages, fossils were occasionally found in mountainous areas, rock formations, and quarries. However, without any understanding of extinction or geological epochs, medieval people often regarded these findings as physical proof of creatures from folklore and myth. In Europe, the bones of large mammals and ancient marine reptiles were frequently mistaken for remains of dragons, giant serpents, or other fantastical beasts. A particularly notable case took place in Austria, where the fossilized skull of a woolly rhinoceros was misidentified as that of a dragon, giving rise to the legend of the Dragon of Klagenfurt. This belief became so widespread that a statue of the supposed creature was commissioned, and it still stands in the city today. A similar misinterpretation occurred in England in 1677, when a large fossilized femur was believed to belong to a giant human. It was only much later, with the advancement of paleontology, that experts correctly identified it as a dinosaur bone. This incident exemplifies how, in an era of limited scientific knowledge, fossil discoveries fueled legends about enormous beings. Both in ancient Greece and the medieval period, remains of mastodons discovered in caves were often thought to be the skeletons of cyclopes. The distinctive structure of their skulls, particularly the large central nasal cavity, may have reinforced the belief in one-eyed giants. Likewise, in Scandinavia, fossils of plesiosaurs and ichthyosaurs may have inspired the myths of sea monsters such as Jomungandr in Norse tradition. In Asia, historical records suggest that dinosaur fossils played a role in traditional Chinese medicine, where they are referred to as dragon bones. Their supposed spiritual and healing properties strengthened the idea that dragons were real creatures, further shaping their enduring presence in Chinese mythology. Unlike Western depictions, which often characterize dragons as destructive and menacing, the dragons of Asian cultures were associated with wisdom and good fortune. This distinction may be linked to the way fossils were incorporated into medicinal practices, reinforcing the perception of their positive influence. Additionally, medieval European depictions of knights battling dragons may have been shaped by the discovery of fossils. The legend of St. George and the Dragon, highly popular in the Middle Ages, might have been reinforced by the unearthing of large bones in regions where such tales were common. The fusion of religious stories with misunderstandings of ancient remains helped solidify dragons as a major figure in medieval imagination. As scientific progress continued, paleontology eventually confirmed that the fossils uncovered during medieval times belonged to long-extinct species that had lived millions of years earlier. This new knowledge transformed humanity's perception of the planet's past, yet the influence of these early fossil interpretations remains visible in mythology and folklore. The way in which fossils contributed to legendary narratives underscores the lasting connection between the evolution of knowledge and the symbolic meanings attached to unexplainable discoveries. This historical phenomenon demonstrates how societies have consistently sought to make sense of their surroundings using the beliefs of information available to them. The tendency to interpret fossils as evidence of mythical creatures reflects humanity's inclination to fill gaps in understanding through storytelling. Consequently, the relationship between fossil discoveries and medieval legends serves as a striking example of how science, folklore, and historical interpretation have long been intertwined.